Now is it going to work out well?
Yeah.
I'll stand in this.
Yeah,
I'll stand.
You stand over there in the corner, and I'll come over here.
I can squeeze in there.
Yes, in your spot. Hopefully you can still see what's going on.
Right.
I've got the camera over there, so I don't want to have to move this whole wheel and swing arm, because right now it's all set up without being disturbed. So, you've been busy. You've now milled out
that's
the area that we drew out last week. That's great. You've made this spacer, stainless steel spacer.
A few little milling marks in the bottom. I do by hand.
Yes,
it could do with like a little polish.
I will do that before it goes off for anodising. Yeah. Anodising will show every mark.
Yeah,
that's not a problem. It shows it's handmade. Right. So we've got a spacer here that you've made. That's a perfect fit.
I've not, but it just slides in nice.
Yes, that's stainless. Stainless steel. So what we're going to do is make it a bit lighter, and to do that we've got two options, haven't we? We can line drill it around the outside, which I've done before now, but that's quite small for that. Or you were saying you want to machine it, with a little step in the middle, so it's a bit thinner. It doesn't need to be that fat in the middle, so I think that's the preferred.
People might be saying, that was on the billet. They might say, well, why didn't you hollow it out whilst it was sat on the billet? And I did think of that, and then I suddenly thought, if I go in and hollow it out, when you cut it off, you've got to be dead right first time, because then once it's hollowed out and it's off, it's then awkward to hold.
Yes.
To face it.
Absolutely.
To hold it.
And on this side, you were telling me that
you can see how close.
Yeah, we've got not a problem as such. I can't really show you, but the
studs of the sprocket carrier,
which hold the sprocket in place on the carrier, are probably within 5 mil.
Well, no. If you look at the end of
yeah, I can see.
Maybe 2 or 3 mil.
2 or 3 mil in places.
You don't want to go any closer.
We can't move the wheel any more this way. Now, looking at this, I can't see obvious difference, but you're saying it's about 1 inch?
Well, that sort of get your finger, you can...
Yeah, it's
not moved.
It's about 1/4 inch out from being central, but we can't do anything about that.
My finger fits perfect there.
Yeah, and it doesn't.
It's got a bit of a gap this side. Yeah, so it is actually further.
It's not something that's very obvious, but if you stare at it for a bit, you can tell. But to be honest, it's not an issue because 1/4 inch is nothing. It's what, 5 millimeters.
But it's difficult, even moving the sprocket carrier. I mean, it could be moved in, but it's
no. But the idea is we keep this all standard. That's the idea.
We may have to move the sprocket. I don't know how the sprocket's going to line up because it's a standard frame.
Well, yeah,
and they are very tight.
What we'll do is
you may have to run a narrow,
or
one of these 20 chains.
Well, these go 530, but we'll see. All that's to be done in the future. If needed, we can run an offset front sprocket.
Or 525.
Yeah, I'm told that this 180 will work with a 5/8 offset sprocket, which you can buy. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Actually, I think I've got one.
I've only rested that in there.
Yeah.
Spin. So, like you say, it's worked. The angle of that, it was working.
Yeah. So the next thing to do is to make a torque arm from here to here, and I've just given you a.
No, you took.
No, I didn't. I gave them and then took them home again because they were.
What male?
Yeah, they do a female rose joint. He wants a male rose joint, so I'll have to go and buy some more. It's no problem. And I've also ordered for me a 1 meter length of 20 mil diameter.
Have you got me a piece?
Alloy rod. And I also bought you a 1 meter length of the same thing. We need about 1 foot of it, maybe.
I need to do a little job.
30 centimetres, yeah.
I'll probably use more than.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, it's not a lot. I think they're £16-17 for a metre, so. Free postage, be here middle of the week.
Oh, it's free.
So no problem. Right, good. So we're pretty happy with that. Now, in terms of this project, the Z1000A1, I just arrived and I brought Jeff a rather important part of this project, which is now on the floor. So we're like, well, you pick it up because it's a bit heavy for me.
Well, as long as they're bolted together, they
are bolted together.
They're not going to fall apart.
They won't fall apart. Right. We have the engine cases, the empty engine cases, there they are, complete with the cylinder studs, which I want. That's okay.
Well, just put it on there, just take it away.
Yeah. It's empty, but it's still quite heavy. So
you don't want to be able
I brought it because I want to heat this up and get these studs out.
Yeah.
Once that's done, we'll split the cases, and I want us both to very carefully check the crankshaft bearing, what do you call it? The crankshaft bearing journals.
Well,
because
you don't want any marks on them
and in the upper case you've got these little pegs. that sit in the journal, and on the last engine cases we did, we had a crack there which caused all kinds of problems for the 1170. So I want to make sure all of them are okay, got no problems, they're all nice and tight, there's no cracks to worry about. So we can't do that until these cases are split, and I won't do that until we've removed all these. So that's going to happen in a minute. Jeff's going to warm them all up, extract them all.
In a minute?
Well, in a minute or two. No, in a minute in terms of the video. In terms of the video.
Right.
Now, what I said is, don't worry about these studs. We're going to replace them, probably with APE, something a bit more heavy duty. So if they get damaged, it's not the end of the world.
The thing is now, if you try and undo them cold, because they've been in there that long, you don't want. Mind you though, if
a bit of heat on there should be okay.
It'll expand the alley, and then as you're doing it, spray some WD in it because they can pick up.
Yes, yeah. So that's something for the next job.
Yeah.
On the video, that'll be like straight away, but for us it might be a few days time, whatever. So anyway, that's great.
Right, so
what else is going to happen now with the Z1000A1? Yeah. Well, you've got to do a bit of work on the frame. Yeah. We've got to clean up those rear pillion mounts that we chopped off a while ago. Make it look better. And also there's something, there's something to make for the frame that we've not talked about yet, and that's out there.
Which is,
well, we'll do some filming, I'll tell you. Okay, not much room here, Jeff, but we'll do our best.
It's having all this. Is this junk?
Yeah, slaves and other frames everywhere. Anyway, one job to do on this frame is to make... Oh, what have you found now?
Oh, I found another spider.
A spider? How many spiders is it, Jeff?
No, I keep finding them because they keep abseiling down and landing on me.
Okay, we're swarming here, I guess. Yeah. Top shock mounts need extensions, so we need to make...
I thought you could buy them.
You can, but they're only made in batches, and then it might be a year before I can get another one. So we make some to suit us, to suit our frame and our swing arm. That should be better. And I think the last ones you made were like a stainless steel spacer here with an outer one that went on. But you know, you can make it however you want. You can even.
I know we did. I don't remember how we did Leslie's. Well, I'm not sure.
I do. I just wonder actually if you could knock these out. If you could.
No, the welded in.
Yeah. I'm just looking where the weld is.
Oh, the welded both sides, I think. Yeah.
It'd be easy just like grind the weld off, knock them out, and make some longer ones. But that might be a bit.
It would.
Would that be better?
It's a lot
of work. All right.
If you can find something that we can that'll slide on there that will bring them out and rebuild.
Anyway, that's a job. That is a job for another day. But we do need them. I'm not quite sure how far they go with that swing arm, but we'll no doubt find out when we fit it to the bike.
Well, we need to make them and thread them. They can screw on, and they still need. We'd have to work out where they're going to go before we can see what we need to make.
On the Mark II, which you made the extensions for your Les when it's his project, it's a two-part thing. It's got a spacer that sits there. Then it's got, I think it's from a ZRX 1200 standard bike. I think it's just like it screws in. And it's like
it goes in. It goes in.
Yeah. It's like a long thing, like a jet nut, and then the shock actually sits on top of that.
Well, we could do with getting some of that.
Yeah, I can get some. I wasn't sure where it's from, that bike, but if it is, that
would be a lot. That would be a lot easier.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. We also, of course, have to chop off.
Oh, careful on them. They're sharp.
Yeah, we want to do that because right now it's a bit of a hazard. That's not my fault. These are very sharpened.
Well, what I need to do there is just zip the cutter lightly through them and then snap them off.
Oh right, yeah.
I need to do it outside, and then get that
plug off as well. That's quite dangerous. It's a very sharp thing.
Yeah, that need that. So there's that to come off, and then
Right.
Yeah. But like you say, I think the nuts. Yeah, they did go in the shockians.
Yeah.
With the fine.
It's like sort of jet nuts. Well, I do know because I've got the bike, but I wasn't sure where that part was from. Yeah, so I've got that. So I'll try and find out where they're from. I think they're from a ZRX12, but the outer nut, this outer thing that the shock sits on, is actually 18mm in diameter, which is quite.
Right.
Because I had to tell Maxton to make the top mount that big because it's a very unusual size. But so anyway.
But the bigger you can go, the better.
Oh yeah.
It gives us room then.
Yeah, but I think what your Les did was he removed the inner steel tube that's in the shock mount. That's in the top shock, so it goes straight on, keeping that extra room, which I don't want to do. But anyway, I'm sure Maxton.
Well, if you do that, if you try, you can't bolt them up tight.
No,
or they'll end up crushing all.
Yeah. So it's all a bit sort of in the air.
Yeah.
But anyway, all that's for another day. All that's another day. So now we'll stop here and we'll continue the video maybe next week when you've got a bit more done.
Oh well, we'll say
Yeah. Right, here we are back at Jeff's workshop. Another week over with, and I see my crankcases for the Z900 RS. The
RS.
No, this was good with the Z900 RS front end. I call it the RS.
I know which.
The cylinder studs have been taken out. That's great.
Was it a
problem?
An absolute
pain.
Which one was it now? You can see where the threads have been. Because they waste in.
Yes.
I had the stud extracts on them, and it just took that much off. One or two worked.
Yes.
And they were very warm.
Very warm to get them out?
Very well, it was very warm there, and I had the oxy on it for at least 15-20 minutes.
Okay, we're still now anyway.
Anyway, the stud extractor, the only way to get them out, brutality with the Stilsons.
Oh god, yeah. They are scrap.
And
I think we'll call them scrap. I don't think they.
I was doing a two-man job here on my own. I had the oxy and the Stilsons.
Oh, you should have said. I would have come and helped you out.
It wouldn't have been too bad. What I should have done is clamp them somehow. If you had a bench,
hold it tight.
To stop it from moving.
Yeah, I think these have seen better days.
Oh, WD, it was flayed. Oh
god. Oh well, at least it's done now.
Oh, they've all. I was worried at first in case one of them had picked up and it's dragged out, but they're
okay.
I would suggest a brand new
tap in there,
and I don't mean a cheap one. I mean a top quality 1.5. And just clean them out to make sure that.
Is it 1.25? Is it?
It's 1.5.
1.5.
Yeah. The top, the tops are 1.25, but the crankcase threads are 1.5.
Okay, great.
So
you can have them, Jeff. You can keep them.
They can go in the scrap.
They can go in the bin.
They're scrap.
Yes, that's no problem.
Them.
I'll take it home now, and we'll split the cases.
Corrosion.
Oh yeah.
It wants an absolute
going over.
The only thing is it's been that warm, even the rubber seal in there.
Oh, don't worry,
that'll want checking.
They'll all be changed.
Yeah,
don't worry.
It'll all be
done.
Yeah.
Well, it's all been taken apart and blasted anyway. Because
there's no way you would have got them out.
No, I didn't think I would.
No way.
I didn't think I would.
You'd have shared. If you share them off,
you've had it.
You've had it.
Well,
you're in a world of pain.
Yeah, world of hurt. Well, thankfully that didn't happen. Now we can get it in my car. Get it out of your way.
Do you want me to lift? Yeah,
I'll help you. Just go open the car up.
Well, I'm all mucky anyway. You've got your clean jacket on.
Well,
so
cleanish.
I'll take it.
Okay, and then we'll move on to something else I brought you. Got a thing today? No, things that you want.
Is it taking up a lot of room?
No.
Oh, good.
No, it's something you've asked me for goodness sake.
Right,
okay.
Right, yeah, I'll count then.
Right, okay, Jeff, so what you're up to at the moment on the miller?
Well,
you've got that sort of bit of weird alloy plate in your hand. What's that from? Some sort of grid or something? Is that a grid?
One of my dubious contacts.
Dubious, yes, many contacts, yes.
I say that. Yeah, it's dubious, yeah.
I was giving you that.
Said, I've got a big piece of aluminium plate there. Unfortunately, it's grid plate.
Yes.
But it's come from somewhere, and do you know something?
It's decent quality.
It's to quote that daft phrase, it's shit hot.
Okay, good. It's nice stuff, even though it looks awful.
I'm milling it there.
Okay, so you've got a piece there on the miller, and you're now milling it flat. Okay, you're milling off that grid pattern that's on the inside.
And what we need to do, obviously, is I'm just taking all that grid pattern.
Yes.
What I did notice at first, though, with the grid pattern on it there, as you're milling it off, it's lifted up off the stop, because it's
bouncing.
Yeah. So what I need, I've just taken 2 cuts off, and the second cut is so it's down now to about 9.5mm, which is about 3/8.
Okay. And what are you going to use this particular plate for?
Well, I need a small. This is. I had some big pieces. I've just drilled them into some sections.
Yes.
This is just a test piece to see how it
works.
mill it off. This is for your clutch.
For me? For me?
Yeah. Well, to do all the work on it.
Yes.
On the billet thing, I need an adapter plate to go on the rotary table.
Right, so it's an adapter plate to make a clutch.
Once I've made it, it will.
So how did you make the old one then? Because you made one before and you didn't use that.
Yeah, but yours, the Kawasaki Z1000 is different to the GPZ.
Okay, typical.
Glasses on.
Yeah, because I've had one before for the GPZ.
I'll show you. I'll show you the GPZ.
Okay. Here he comes.
That one.
Here he comes.
That one's the GPZ one.
So that's your
that bolts
fixture. Yeah.
I can bolt that on there with it.
And then bolt the
in two.
Yeah.
And then you can bolt once it's got the centre in there, and then you dial everything that fits on.
So the dowel holes are already there.
So within a thou or two.
Right. Okay. So it's a fixture to bolt to that to rotary table, which in turn bolts to that, which in turn you can machine up a new clutch cover.
Well, if you put your bits on there, you can't use clamps. It's difficult.
No.
So
okay. Cool.
You're always in the way.
All right. Cool. So you're sort of making something to make something, basically.
You've got to make something to hold the job.
Yeah. Yeah. He's over there now. He's going way over there.
I'm over here. I've drilled round them.
Yes. Okay. Well, we'll come over there in a minute and catch up. See.
Over here.
All right. Okay. No problem.
And you can see.
So you're just now milling that flat, basically.
I was just gonna. Yeah. This is probably about 10,000. Let me just finish this.
You carry on, and then we'll carry on. Look at your workbench.
You're going to go over there.
Back at your workbench, and I just want to explain to folks what it is you're making. You're making a fixture to fit your rotary table, which in turn will make something else, and the something else is one of them.
That's yours, yeah.
Yes, that's mine. A clutch cover.
You can see
there's a difference.
In fact, probably
not very different, but they are different.
Do you know something? I've not checked it yet. Them two will be the same.
Okay, but you're making a new. Hopefully not.
I'll have to check it with that.
Okay, so you might be making something for no reason. Oh well.
Maybe just it's them two holes there, and then all I've got to do then is
modify that.
Never thought of that.
Oh well, there you go. I've saved you some work.
Well, at least the plate's been milled off for something else.
Yeah, for something else. Yeah. Right. So you've got some rather thick aluminium plate there.
Yeah, that's all.
And with those drawings, I think it's been drilled out. Well,
I drilled it.
Yes.
And I thought, before I break that out, what I need to do is put a centre out put a centre on that, and these have been threaded here.
Yeah.
Clamp it, and then with a drill,
transfer those holes.
Transfer all them holes
before you begin. Yeah.
Onto them before I break that out, or once you've lost your datum point there, if you get off, you can.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, for folks who don't know what we're talking about here, you have made a few of these before, including one for me. So I'll now show you on the video
a picture.
What mine looks like when it's all polished up. Right. Okay. So that's clear. So that's what you're working on right now.
Right.
In fact, you're working on more than one. I guess you're doing more than one there, aren't you? How many are you going to do? About 2 or 3 or 4?
Well, while I had that plate, I was going to do a couple for the GP. There'll be 3 spare.
3, yeah.
No, 2 spare.
That's because making one is okay, it's hard, but you can make 2 or 3 at the same time, can't you?
Yeah, I was set up on there for doing the stuff.
Right,
so we've done all. Well, I've got to transfer them now.
Yeah.
I've drilled. Yeah.
That's a sort of centrepiece.
Well, someone would say, why don't you just machine it all away, and then you suddenly work out the size of. You've got to. The time it's took to drill that out is probably what it'd take you to machine it out.
Yeah. Plus, you now got a little.
But now you've got a billet.
You've got a free billet, which might be very
15-20 quid worth of metal.
Indeed. That's a good, whatever the word is.
It never gets me anywhere though, does it?
No.
I still seem to have no money.
No money, as always. Well, you never have money. Right, well, moving on then, I have brought you even more material to play with. And the first one in here is one for me and one for you.
Oh.
There you go.
Well, how much was that?
17 quid.
Well, call it quits on getting the studs out.
Oh, yeah.
Piece.
Open it yet.
Take me over an hour.
No, that's great. Yeah.
So we'll call that.
So what's in this thing is a meter. In fact, 2 1-meter bars.
Right.
Of.
I'll get.
Hopefully 20mm alloy bar, and I need about 30 centimeters or so for my torque arm of the rear brake for that wheel down there, which is for the Z1000A1. That's why I've got it. So, and the price actually wasn't bad. I mean, it included free postage.
How much?
As I say, free. So it's like 17 quid each one, £34 a pair. And you know,
but materials have gone, they've skyrocketed over the last few years, haven't they?
Yeah, certainly have.
Right.
So hopefully that'll last us quite a long time to make them
you've got a meter.
I've got a meter. You've got a meter.
I need to cut one of them at 13 inch. My piece can go into wherever it'll hide.
Right. So what's that for then?
Well, I need to make some
torque arms.
Yeah. I've got 1 inch. I've got 1 inch bar, but I'm not machining 1 inch down.
No, that's like 25.4 mil in it.
It's too, you know, and it's going to come in for something else. So I'm not wasting that.
Okay, so you got them now.
Yeah.
That didn't take us to arrive. That's mine, and that's yours, and we're okay. Now I've also brought you something else for Z1000A1 project. It's in this little box here.
Right. Oh, that's quite heavy.
Yeah, no, I'm not open it yet. This is exciting news. Right, so I've got you another box as requested, and that took some finding actually. That's had to search for that for quite a long time. So in there, if you open it, Jeff, it doesn't look very nice. It doesn't look very appropriate, but it is just what we need. Oh, it's in the little box. Yeah.
My word.
There's two of them.
They're the ends of the billets, aren't they? Look like
some sort of machined spare bit that nobody wants. Anyway, what I've got them for, Jeff,
is to make our
dust caps.
Yeah.
And they're plenty thick enough and plenty wide enough. At the lowest, at the smallest diameter, they're still plenty big enough for what we need. So yeah, I did well with them. They're only like 20 quid, I think, delivered. So
there's two of them?
Yeah, there's two of them, yeah.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah. So you might even get some dust caps for one of yours as well.
No, you're gonna end up using most of that to
okay.
I'll just machine it.
Well, hopefully it's going to work.
Well, what we need to do is to get it
centered,
flat as much as we can.
Yes. Well, obviously it's an odd shape, so I guess nobody wanted it. So I thought, oh no, that.
Well, we can actually. We've got a datum point there, so I can put that in the chuck.
Yes.
I can put a hole through it, 12 mil, and then I can use our 12 mil centered bar. Then we can bolt that to it with a piece, and then you can machine that down
as appropriate. Yeah.
And then you've got a good.
Yes.
A good area then.
Yeah, it doesn't look very promising, but I think it is a good bit of kit. That it's a good bit of aluminium.
Stainless.
Yeah. Is it stainless? Of course, yes. Stainless. Sorry.
Yeah. I didn't have anything that diameter.
No. Well, I think at its smallest diameter, it's still bigger than what we need. So.
Yeah.
I think you're okay.
Oh, them are fine.
Right, good.
There's going to be a fair bit of waste.
Oh God, yeah. Who cares? They're pretty cheap. So, moving on then. You've got all that now. You were saying I need to take the Z1000A1 stem. Yeah. Some welding.
I've put and. I've got one of them, but it's about 2.5 inches long, and I thought, well, it's too long. I don't want to cut it down.
No.
We could do it.
I've got loads of them at home.
That's a 10 mil counter.
Yeah, I've got loads.
It should. If we could get one a little
longer,
maybe.
I've got loads of them.
I think that one's 20 mil. Okay. So if you get one at 25 or 30,
I've got stacks of them.
Yeah, that's a 10 that I've used in there. Obviously, what it wants now is Jeff. Nice little.
Hang on. Stop. Oh. We need to stop and refocus.
Yeah.
Right. So I've refocused. Hopefully, you can see a bit better. So did you drill that, or have you?
I found a piece of steel and drilled it and put a 10 mil. I thought if I go for 12, it's starting to get a bit.
Okie doke.
Yeah. So 10.
So what's next then? You're going to have a.
What we need is a nice little. I've left a little V in there.
Weld it.
So it wants a nice little weld.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's going to move. It's going to probably
move slightly.
It could alter a little bit.
Stick it back on a lathe or something.
Then we can make our top hat. I've got a piece of stainless for making that.
Okay.
Then we'll press it in, and then put a bolt in.
And the bolt will help hold it all together.
And then we can press that into the yoke.
Right, brilliant. All be done.
All done. Well, and then a sleeve for the top. So
yes. Oh, by the way, I've also got a brand new stainless steel polished top nut for that.
bolt.
Yeah, made for a Kawasaki Z. So that's fine.
Yeah.
That's on its way. It's on its way. So, right, well, I'll take that back with me now.
You get Jeff to just run a nice little weld
round there, nice and safe.
Yeah.
And then we'll be away.
I've cleaned it out. God, it was rusty in there. I've tried to get a file in, so probably. I think if I was going to weld it, I'd use a stainless.
Well, I'm sure Jeff will. Will know what's what.
Yeah.
So is that stainless? That's stainless?
No, it's not stainless.
Oh, okay. It's just.
But sometimes when you're welding, if you get any, sometimes, you know, I've cleaned it out with a file, but you know how it gets a bit of rust. I'm hoping that it's got all the contaminant as much as possible.
Leave that to Jeff. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right. So
you don't want to be machining too much of that away and making it wafer thin.
No.
Yeah. So anyway.
Right. I'll take that.
It's all clean and dry. There's no oil on it.
Okay. Another job done. Another job for me.
And then you can get it back to me, and I
will do. And then we can get the front end done.
Yeah. Well,
brilliant.
Get that
sorted out.
Done.
Okay. And now I'm back home again, and on the way home, I stopped off at Jeff the welder's workshop, where he welded up the end of this stem. I've also now got at this end a brand new stainless steel top nut, which looks really nice. So I guess you can't see it from over there, so I'll put up some photographs of how neat that looks. And so tomorrow I'll take this back to Jeff's, and then he can crack on and get this fitted to the Z900 RS yokes, and hopefully next week we can see how that front end looks on the frame. Right, here we are, another day at the workshop, another week gone by. It's been a hot week, hasn't it, Jeff?
I don't even know where it's gone.
No, it's just gone. And you're standing by a rather full yellow tub of
stainless steel
shavings, which came off your lathe because you've been busy making.
It came off that.
These two, yeah. I gave you last week 2 little nuggets, if you want,
a bit bigger than we needed.
Yeah, a bit bigger.
Yeah.
So you've now converted that big lump of stainless steel into 2.
Yeah. You couldn't get 2 out of the 1.
No.
But so we've had to do a hell of a lot of machining away to end up
create a lot of swarf.
Yeah. They're still not quite finished yet. What we need to do is put them now on the swinging arm and measure it, and they need machining off until it's like a mallet.
Yes, just a nice sliding fit.
Well, I think maybe even with a block of wood, just something so it just puts a bit of tension on it. So when it's tightened. But the thing is, if you get it powder coated, what you might have to do is
the powder coat, of course,
is sand.
Of course, yes.
The paint off, so it's got a bare.
I don't want to do.
Ideal, they'd be better on bare metal.
I know, but then you get rust issues. But you're fully full of grease.
But if it, to be honest, because the powder coat can settle and crush.
Yeah.
So ideally, ideally they want to be on a metal face.
Right, brilliant. That's job's almost finished.
I can't control whatever you.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, if I machine it now to suit them, when it's powder coated, it's not going to go in.
No, of course.
So
no problem. So you'll do it a little bit loose, and we should be okay. Or do it as is, and we'll sort it out another day. If I've got a file off the powder coat, when it's done.
It doesn't want file because you don't want to go. It's whether they could do anything at the finger.
Well, yeah, they
or
can
wash it. Can they put something on it to stop the powder coat from getting on the surface?
Take it up. If I tell them don't powder coat that, then they'll do it.
Tell them to put something on the face.
All right, I will. It'll be a while before we get to that point.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not going out in the wet, is it?
No. Not on my bike.
And if that's got a tiny smear of grease on it when it's slid in,
it's also moving all the time. So
it's not going out in the winter.
No, it's certainly not. So, I don't, and the bike don't.
I don't think rust's going to be an issue.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right, good stuff. Right, my tea's over there now, and so we'll have a little break, and then we'll carry on.
I'm just going to measure these and see where we're up to.
Okay. Right, so here we are. You've now finished doing some machining on these 2 caps.
I've just kept machining them.
Yeah.
I've used the vern to get it to within 1/2 mil.
Yes.
But it's very difficult to use a vern to get it spot on. Sometimes the best way of doing it is just by
trial and error.
Feel and so I kept popping them in until I could just feel, and then I've just got a
mallet in there.
And
just tapped him in. Yeah.
Now the thing is, if you've got your swinging arm all nicely powder coated, that might not go down too well.
No.
So, but the thing is, I don't want it just to slide in, because then it's
allowing movements in the frame.
It's better off having it with a bit of an interference fit.
Right.
Which it is. I put the spindle. I've not tied it up.
No. So in terms of the front end, then you're about to start making.
Well, I've
spaces for the stem.
It only wants a sleeve for the top.
Yeah. So that's not quite
ready. Could do that in aluminium.
Yeah, no
well,
problem.
the original yoke's aluminium. It's going
Yes.
into an aluminium yoke, so you might as well have an aluminium sleeve.
Okay.
A decent, you know. Well, I'll find a little sleeve and machine it up.
So far, so good.
So now I can pull that out and just take that sharp edge off there.
Yeah.
And,
Away we go.
And carry on with
the front end.
Well, the back end's the wheel and that fitment's done.
Yeah, I can take that home now. I'll take it home.
You could take the wheel and the spindle.
Yeah,
and
get it out of your way. Get it out of your way.
All the gear.
Yes.
I know that the length of the rod.
Or the torque arm.
And if I thread it, if it is a fraction too long,
we can just screw it down. Yeah, screw it in.
Short.
Okay, good stuff.
Today, so.
All right.
Yeah, but like I say, we're putting a grease nipple in there, so I'll put it underneath.
Okay, so we'll continue this next week when you got the front end sorted out, and away we go. Well, by the way, I bought myself a front wheel to match the rear. Except I didn't. They called me up and said, "Oh, hang on, we've done an error here. The one we've got here is not the one that matches your rear. It's from a cafe version, which is all black. It's got no polished edges." Right. So I said, "Oh,
does that matter?" Or
yes, it matters because it doesn't match. So I'm still looking. Right, okay then. So we'll end it here for now. I'll come back next week and hopefully the front end will be sorted out, and yeah, we're making progress. So thanks for watching and cheers.